Hello everybody, this is Ryutsu. I'm currently in the guild The Offenders on server Vice and Virtue. I am a controller. Casson asked me to do a little statistic video for you on skills, specs, and weapons. Today, I'm going to go over some statistics. It's under stats. Your main two stats you want to have stacked up. The first one is vitalization. Because regardless of what happens, your number one role in a raid or an alert is a blue bar healer, aka power healer. You sacrifice your own power to give teammates power so they can damage, tank, and heal more effectively and a lot more often than what they would normally be able to do. Also, your secondary role is a CC, a control effect. Dominance affects this. In my personal own opinion, this is what I do. I try and stack as much vitalization as I possibly can, and then I side stack dominance, because my whole main role in raids is blue bar healer, power healer. Let's go over some powers right quick. We're going to go over some ionic powers. I always have 6, because these 6 right here I will always choose. Super strength, just so I can pick up a car and chuck it at somebody. Not just cars, but it works for anything you can pick up. It does 100% more damage. Hence, fire barrels, frost barrels, you name it. A rock. I could pick up a rock and hit for double the amount that a normal hero or villain could. My second one I get is nano-weave armor. 50 defense, 100 toughness. I'm actually looking at dropping this because, yes, 50 defense is alright. 100 toughness is mainly for PvP. My next one is Intimidating Gaze. Just a flat 25 dominance. Perfect. Love it. Outstanding. My main two ones that I recommend every controller to get is Intimidating Gaze and Wisdom of Solomon, which gives you 25 vitalization, hence more power regen, and 100 extra power, which is awesome. The next 2 points I get, just kind of like point wasters, but I like to do a little bit more damage. I get Weapons Expert, 3% critical attack chance, and then Tactical Genius, 10% critical attack damage. Alright, now let's go over some powers. Let's go over the traps tree first. The first one I always get, Taser Pull, because I need that so I can get Defibrillator. And I also need Fear Gas so I can get Gauss Grenade. I do not use Fear Gas. I do not use Taser Pull in PvE. This is a full PvE loadout on how I play a controller. It varies from person to person. So my spec might be different from someone else's spec. So continuing on, I like Gauss Grenade, because Gauss Grenade in control role reduces enemies' defenses, meaning my DPS can do a lot more damage. Defibrillator restores power up to 3 most fatigued group members. I can spam this 4 times and my power's gone. It takes 25% of my power and gives them 25% power, regardless of how much power they have compared to me. That's what I found out with Defibrillator. That's why I like it. Cryofoam. I got this because it reduces the target's ability to heal. With that being said, I do not use it in PvE. I use this in PvP, and it works quite viciously. Cryo Field. I cannot tell you how many times this has saved my life in this game. I will accidentally chuck a Gauss Grenade before the tank even pulls, hit a different group of mobs, they come up to me, they're electrified. I hit Cryo Field, they blow up, they explode. So guess what? Now they're inflicted with fire damage and they're stunned. Cryo Field is an AoE stun. Other than that, all it is a damage roll. I only have it for the stun. Going into the tricks tree, my last 3 points. Sticky Bomb. I will use this in PvE over the Taser Pull, because in my opinion, as a controller, I want to stay as far away from the fight as I possibly can. Because if I don't, I'm as good as dead. And if I'm dead, it all depends on how good your healer, tank, and DPS can bring up their own power to do damage, tank, and heal. Next, I get Hide. Most people say, Hide is broken. it doesn't exactly work right. You don't stay stealth. That is correct. You do not stay stealth. But this is if I pull aggro. I can hit high, and all my aggro is dropped off the table from that point on. And this, it's usable once every 30 seconds, roughly, I would say. My last one I get is anesthetic. It's my oh shit button. Period. Blocks damage, rapidly regenerates health, and protects against control effects for a short time. This is amazing. I love using it. PvP, PvE, it helps my healers with mana, or power actually, and it just helps overall because they don't have to spend as much power to heal me. I don't have to then spend as much power as I regen and constantly get back to give them power so they can heal other people. Therefore, I like anesthetic. Okay, so far we've gone over the power trees. Remember, this is my specific spec. If you found a better one for you, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to say, oh, your spec sucks. No. I like everybody to bring up their own ideas for specs. I like actually trying out multiple specs. Because this game, the respec is so cheap, I could really care less, and I will respec. I've already respec hundreds of times so far. Probably spent a good 45,000 credits or whatever to respec. Next, we're going to go skills. Me, with movement, I have acrobatics. I make sure I always grab these things. Rocket assisted glide, grapple one, knockback resistant, stun recovery, breakout mastery. Those are the ones I will always grab because of the fact it allows you to recover power, 75 power over 10 seconds when you use a breakout on a stun effect. Breakout mastery, 75 power over 10 seconds when you use breakout in addition to any other movement recovery effect. Therefore, I don't need knockback recovery, because this gives me 75 power regardless, and these do not stack with it. Alright, let's go to weapons. Me, the main weapons I stick with, I've done rifle, love it. I can't say anything bad about it, nice high damage, but in my opinion, it just felt a little too slow. Dual pistols, I've done. I didn't like the maneuverability with them. I liked how high my hit counter got and how fast my power regen. But then again, it's not my playstyle. I don't like to sit there and just hold right click and turn and fire like the dudes off Equilibrium. That is not my thing. I went with hand blasters because I also got a pair of controller hand blasters in a random hard alert, and I fell in love with them. I started off with rifles, so don't get me wrong. Rifles for PvP, hand blasters for PvE. My personal favorite, I like to get this because sometimes I can't change out of my hand blasters before I get flagged for PvP and all hell breaks loose. I like this for the lunge forward and punch. It looks awesome. And it hurts pretty dang bad when you're in DPS run. Next, I have all the hand blaster ranged attacks. The Kamehameha, the soccer kick, and then, of course, the pulse beam, which is my favorite. It gives me roughly about a 30 hit counter. And a 30 hit counter brings me up to incredible. It counts 2 per each tick. It is amazing. I love it. It boosts your power regen up so much. Like, in my personal opinion, I've done rifles, I've done pistols. I haven't done bow yet. I have not seen the controller bow drop, so my luck right there. I have no luck in this game. Okay. Also, in this is the only tree besides my Ionic Power that I stack dominance. I got 3 out of 3 for point wasters because I didn't really know what else to go into. I got dual pistols all the way down for fidelization. That's 50. Here, let's go over that. 5 points of fidelization per point. I have 3 points here. That's 15. No, I didn't have any dual. I had some in two-hander. I have 30 points right there. Oh, and in rifle, where's my rifle? I have 45 points extra fidelization, not including if right here. There's another one, 34 points. See, I also have rifles because, like I said, rifles PvP and blasters PvE. In my personal opinion, whatever you gentlemen play, gentlemen or ladies, whatever you play that you like the most, it is totally up to you. In my personal opinion, long if you can get the energy back to regen your group with Defibrillator, and you can cast your spells like Gauss Grenade and sticky bomb, tisuble, whatever you feel like playing with. It is your choice. I'm not telling you to play specific spec or specific style. Like me, I like hand blasters just because, in my opinion, I feel like I regenerate my power faster. And that is pretty much it for my specs, and my weapon trees. Mainly you spec into one that you like the most, hand blasters for me, and then you spec into other ones for the innate powers. Me, I didn't really spec into all of them for innate powers because I also wanted rifle. Rifle had innate powers. Hand blaster does not have vitalization, but I just like the fact of how it feels with my character. Okay, right now I'm just going to demonstrate a little bit of power regen. Right now, I have roughly no power. I used defib 4 times, got rid of all my power. I'm going to lock on this target as soon as my sticky bomb's available. I'm going to use it. Look at the difference my power regen comes up. Just a little bit so far, right? And then you get your combos going on, and you could get some massive power regen as a gadget. Look at that. Look at that. I'm getting so much power I could just constantly spam defib, because that's all I do. You want to make sure you always have a Gauss grenade on. You want to make sure you always have your buff on for power regen. And if anyone's low on HP or power, you just spam defib. If you pull aggro, you could just run, pop high, you drop the aggro, and then go right back to DPS. Constantly gain power. That is your whole role. In my opinion, your role in PvE is to gain power, to keep debuffs on the guys so you can do as much damage, and so can your DPS. Do as much damage as possible. Alright, this has been Raitsu from the Guilty Offenders, and I would like to thank you very much, and see you around. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments section.